here with Half Dozen Customs. We're back out here on the Monte Carlo today. We left off with getting the frame all painted. Looks great. I already got it dirty. But time to move forward and get this bad boy out. So, not gonna lie, it's been a long time since I pulled one of these. Last one I probably pulled was on my mini truck that's sitting back there, which that one is weather permitting. There's no heat, no AC, no nothing. So that one got ripped out and never put back in. I do not remember all that is involved in these, so join me in this adventure of figuring it all out. Alright, so I can see that there's bolts going all the way down in the round. There's some stuff up here. I think we're gonna have to pull the wipers and this chrome trim that's up here. I know that we had said that we were going to get underneath here and we were going to undercoat and finish up the bottom of the floor and whatnot, but it all, like, we're going to be ending our undercoating down here at this this pinch weld that's down here. Top of everything's going to get all painted, and there's rust and stuff's got to get sandblasted and all that so that I can actually paint up here and whatnot. So I think it's better to get this all done up here and get this all cleaned up and ready to go, and then we can do the underside. Then that way, just in case I got cut or weld something, or you know, we're in here grinding and we're heating up the metal, you know, we're not affecting everything that we just did on the bottom. So yeah, let's go ahead and start, you know, pulling this stuff off. This guy, I think we're gonna have to try and get another one, because it is not in the best of shape. You know, I don't know, it's not in good shape over here either. You know, I'm sure I could go through and very carefully glue everything back together if we need to, just in case we can't get that. But yeah, I don't even know if you guys caught that because of the way you guys are facing. So I pulled all the bolts out over here, all the way around this guy, and this guy's loose now. But when you wiggle that, everything inside where the dash was wiggles. So somehow there's some connection between the inside and the outside. So what we're going to do is we're going to come inside and we're going to start taking apart the inside. So join me on the inside. Alright, well, shit, we got that out. Okay, it wasn't absolutely horrible. That is just a huge unit. So, happy that that's out. Let's, that really cleans up that firewall a lot. It's gonna look weird without that. Okay, so we're back over here. I think I'm gonna look to see what's involved in removing the rest of this wiring here. All right, well, we got the rest of the wiring out. All that wiring is disconnected now. I gotta get a box to put it in. I think I'm out of boxes around here. I might have to check Colleen's garage to see if she has maybe something, but and we got a lot. I think we got a lot cleaned up tonight. A lot farther than I thought we were gonna get. I know today was Monte Monday. With Colleen being off, she was off. She's been on vacation, and we got family here and everything like that. So me and her spent the day doing yard work. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat there. Me and her spent the day doing yard work. So instead of doing Monte Monday all day and working on stuff, we got that done together. Which thank you to her, because she was a huge help. She cut our work in half because she was mowing while I was mowing. But anyways, we were still able to come out here this evening and tear down a whole bunch of stuff that has kind of been, I would say, a dread of mine. I was kind of dreading this because it's just it's a big part of the car that I'm not planning on putting back in, and it's a lot of work to get all that stuff out. And you know, it's kind of scary, you know, taking this stuff out. It's a little easier for me because I know that I'm not putting it back in. But this is the point of the vehicle that, like, there's a lot of people out there that once they go this far with the vehicle, it never ever goes back together. So, and I've done it myself a lot. You know, failed attempts of building a vehicle, not knowing what I was doing, you know, getting in over my head, taking too much apart to where I didn't know how to put it back together. And, you know, unfortunately those cars, a lot of them ended up in the junkyard. So, but I've learned a lot over the years of making mistakes, and I know with this one that all this stuff that we just pulled out tonight, minus the brake booster, but the brake booster had to come out because when I got this thing running, before we pulled it in here and started it, I got it running, and we were going to take it for a ride, and I stepped on the brakes and something popped inside that booster and the brakes went to the floor and we had no brakes. So it wasn't leaking anything anywhere, so something inside that booster or that master cylinder broke, and we lost brakes at that time. So probably a good thing that we didn't take it for a ride though, because, you know, even if we would have had brakes at that point in time, they probably wouldn't have lasted, but maybe a couple of pumps, and we probably would have lost a line somewhere, or something would have gave, and we would have lost brakes. So if we were to take it for a ride, it probably would have just been right here around our property. But yeah, so now we got all that stuff taken out, and it's not going back in. Like I said, all the wiring, we're going to get like a painless wiring kit that'll run the 350 small block. It'll give us headlights. It'll give us brake lights. We are going to get, I'd like to say that we're going to get it, I did it steering column for in here. But those are very expensive. If anybody's ever looked into them, they're not cheap. There is actually an off-brand on Amazon that looks and functions and has everything that the I Did It column does. So when that column comes in, that has like the blinkers and the hazards and the horn and all that stuff in that column. So then, you know, you wire from the column up to that stuff, and you're good to go. So so the wiring will be simplified. Like I said, we may keep the brake light stuff in there. I still have that. I did not take that out. So there is some issues with the brake light stuff at the back that, you know, at the very least, if we end up keeping it, like, I need to cut out what they did and solder and shrink wrap everything. They have butt connectors holding stuff together and loose wiring and stuff like that. So, but there it's simplified back there. There's only, I don't know, like 4 or 5 wires that go to the back. I think there's like a ground and then two hots for each side or something like that. One's a blinker, one's a brake light. Maybe there's 6 lights or 6 wires, but anyway, so that's real easy to cut out what they did, clean it up, solder it back together, shrink wrap it, and still be able to use that wiring. So yeah, kind of scary to take out all that stuff, but moving forward, I think it'll be better that we removed all that stuff, and it'll be a lot easier. You know, when we have the car back on the road, like, if something goes wrong, like, there will literally be like 25 wires that run the entire car instead of that giant spaghetti mess of like 150 wires that run the entire car. So it'll be a lot easier later on down the road. If something happens, it's easier to track, trace, fix, that kind of stuff. So I think next week we'll probably end up pulling the wiper motor. I don't know if the wiper motor works. We can test it and see if it works. I know that the pump doesn't work, and I think that it's all just kind of one unit. So probably gonna end up, you know, just going up to hopefully O'Reilly's or Napa or something. I usually use O'Reilly's, but depends on who carries it, and just order a new one that it's just a whole new assembly with the pump and everything. So we'll remove that, and then I think we can start, you know, I think we can, you know, probably wrap that frame up in plastic, or at least cover it in plastic, and we can start grinding and cleaning and sandblasting and getting that firewall ready to start smoothing out. There's a lot of holes, bolt holes and other holes, and holes that were added, holes that aren't needed, that we're going to weld up. And we'll make a cover for that. We'll do a nice little bead roll around it. We'll get that welded in. Like I said, we're going to make a shelf for up there. So next week, I think we'll get started on getting that firewall all cleaned up and ready to start doing metal work. Excuse me. So I will, I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's coming along. Remember to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Please come back. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.